Hey, this is Ben from the Butterfly Effect, and you're listening to Torrent This with Dando.
And now I'm joined on the line by a member of one of Australia's most acclaimed metal bands. They've released 3 gold albums, and they'll be performing at the Bended Elbow in Geelong on May 18th as part of their Affected tour. I'm of course talking about the Butterfly Effect, and I'm lucky to be joined on the line by their drummer Ben Hall. Ben, thanks for your time, mate, and how's things?
Mate, no dramas. Things are tops. Things are good. We're gearing up to get out on the road and come and see you guys down there in Geelong.
What's been keeping you busy in the lead up to the tour?
We've just been for the last sort of fortnight been running the set, getting it ready to go because Glenn's bass player has actually gone over to Coachella for a music festival for I think he's gone for 2 weeks, so we sort of had to get it a little early this time and get the set ready. So we've just been getting stuck into it, and that's about it. Yeah, they were kind of just looking forward to hitting the road.
What kind of set can we expect?
Oh, look, we're bringing back some golden oldies and we're flipping some songs out as well. So it'll be a little bit of a surprise. A few things we've never done.
Oh, sweet.
We would do either. So.
Any new tracks?
No, new stuff.
No new stuff now. Now, I'm assuming you must be getting tired of hearing all the rumours that there's real animosity between Clint and you guys. But let's be honest, you're all professionals. So rather than hold grudges, I'm sure you must be using this tour as like a final thank you to Clint for the years he's put in with the band. Is that true, or should we believe the rumours?
Oh, no, look, we've been past our time of being bitter toward each other and with each other. It's well and truly gone. It's not like we're going to get on the road and go, oh God, this is amazing, to get back together. It's all of that sort of stuff is done and dusted. It's all been resolved, and we're all sort of just happy to get on the road and celebrate Clint's time with us, and also celebrate the last 10 years that we've spent together and all of the achievements we've accrued along the way.
Yeah. Do you see Clint leaving as a blessing in disguise for you guys?
Look, it's definitely not how we wanted it to turn out. It's like I sort of never envisaged the band other than the 4 of it.
The current lineup, yeah.
Yeah. So it's sort of tough to explain because it's you're so emotionally involved within the whole process as well, and by no means had I or would I have thought that we were finished, at this particular juncture. I would have thought that we had at least another record in us, and so for Clint to sort of to pull the pin now is quite a surprise and a little bit disappointing. But in saying that, like you've just sort of asked, I guess we have to treat it like it's a blessing in disguise because we don't really have any other options.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I interviewed Clint last October for 1,000 Needles and Red gig, and was asked by management to try and steer clear of any Butterfly Effect questions. So how long ago was there feelings that Clint wasn't 100% dedicated to the Butterfly Effect, and when did he first break the news to you guys?
It would have been around that time, I guess. I think we came through Adelaide last October, or maybe it was, when did we? Yeah, I think we came through Adelaide in October.
Yep.
So it must have been in and around there that he decided that he was. I think it was September that he said he was out, and then we had shows booked, so we went, cool. We'll just, he was going on holidays for 2 weeks, so we went, look, we'll let it rest, and when you get back, we'll go through it all. And I think, everyone had a lot of time to think about it, and we had these shows coming up anyway. And by the time we got back, we sort of all realised that it was inevitable. We'd kind of been moving in that direction anyway. So
yeah. So you guys had to keep it quiet all summer.
Well, I don't think it necessarily was being kept quiet. I think everyone that was, the record company knew, and all of our friends and bands knew, and it was just one of those things where, in case there was a turnaround, we also decided to just keep it, on the lay-low.
Yeah.
Like that thing where if you break up with your girlfriend, if you're not sure it is the last time, you don't want to see her post on Facebook, it's over.
I was about to say Facebook, yeah.
Well, maybe it's not. So we've sort of just, we left it for a few months to make sure it was the decision that he was happy to make, and that we were all we didn't want to make any last-ditch efforts to salvage it. But once he had sort of decided he was leaving, we kind of, for 3.5 years, we were sort of, for 3.5 years worth of writing and working together, we had bugger all. So, I think it just ran its course, and I think that, the relationships over the years had sort of gotten to a point where we just couldn't work together anymore.
So you think this would be the right decision?
I do think it is the right decision. Yeah, I don't think, you have to understand that there is at the basis of it is a fundamental differing opinions. So, even still, to this point, if you were to talk to any of us about it, we choose not to really talk about it because it's probably easier that way. But there is definitely just differing opinions on the way that the band was going and what we needed from each other. And Clint decided that that he had his mindset on something and it wasn't what we were trying to do. So
yeah, that's it. If Clint's solo projects don't pan out as expected and say Thousand Nettles and Red doesn't reach the desired success that he's hoping, would you welcome him back with open arms?
Oh, look, it's not really, it's not really like that. It's a lot more to, him. This is just about him and his side projects and that sort of thing. This is about his work ethic and just basically living with each other and having to step up and kind of, and maybe, I need to be careful with my words here, but we're all trying to push ourselves still, and we're all trying to achieve new things. And I don't think Clint's really that interested in doing that. I think he's got his thing, and it's a good thing. People love it.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to pursue, and we want to sort of push the envelope a little and try and stay fresh, and that's our focus. And I don't think that's
that's it.
I don't think that's his. I think he's just got a different focus to us.
Yeah, just taking a different direction. Well, how will you guys approach the search for a new singer?
We're going to try and keep it all in-house if we can.
We're
enough friends in bands and producer friends and that sort of stuff that work with people all the time. So we will just try and keep it as low key as possible. I'm not really interested in an Australian Idol thing. I think INXS really did that to death.
They screwed that up. Yeah. Would you prefer someone with experience and credibility, or just someone who simply sounds the best?
Look, if you hear someone sing on the music and it does what Clint did to the music 10 years ago, then that's probably where I'd stop.
Yeah.
I found the guy. So, look, it's still one of those things where it doesn't matter how it looks on paper or how many gigs the guy's done. If he sings on the song and you go, fuck, that's rocking.
Yeah.
Then that's pretty obvious if that's the guy.
Are you afraid that they'll always be compared to Clint?
They probably will. Because that's what people do. But if you can come out with a record that's bigger than any record you've ever written before, and
exactly.
There's that thing that people probably don't think about a lot with the Butterfly Effect, but we're still fairly underground, and and if we had a record that was massive, there'd be a lot of people that would be hearing us for the first time. So you kind of got to weigh it up and go, well, if there's people that haven't heard of you before, and you did have an amazing Soundgarden Spoonman song or something like that, and all of a sudden all of Australia loves your band, there would be literally 50% of the audience that has actually never heard you before and wouldn't know that you didn't have a different singer for eyes. So
there would have been no Clint,
Yeah, so, I guess that's kind of one way that we sort of look at it.
Yeah. You're hitting the Bended Elbow in Geelong on May 18th. However, you're set to kick off the tour in Mackie at the end of the month. Was the decision to kick the tour off in Queensland something you guys wanted?
Look, it's just... We sort of, obviously with tours, it's just logistics, so it's much easier for us to head north and travel south and then across to Adelaide than it is to do Adelaide and then North Queensland and then Melbourne and then...
All over the joint, yeah.
Yeah. We really like it up there. It also, sorry to say this to them, but it gives us a good chance to make sure the set's running smooth.
Yeah.
The show's good if you kind of head to the less populated places around the country. It gives you a good chance to warm up.
Yeah, exactly. You guys, you're also giving away signed copies of your Effective Best Of compilation too, gigs or something?
I don't think we're giving them away, but they will be for sale at the shows.
Okay, then.
I know.
I saw on Facebook there might have been a competition or something along those lines.
Oh, there could be, I mightn't be down with that, so I might have...
Yeah.
Without telling me, but that's possible.
Now, Best Of compilations, they're a great way to reminisce, aren't they?
Oh, it really is. Like, I put it on in the car because I had to sort of listen to it after it was mastered and finished, and it's like, geez, it took me right back to 2001 and 2003 and 2006, and then, it was awesome, actually. It was great to kind of listen to it in its chronological order and remember the times that you had. Yeah.
Now, is it true you've already got a whole new album outlined for recording?
Well, look, we've got, the ideas for sort of 22 songs, so it's more than we ever would have had for the record prior. So, I think once we find a singer and can really whittle those down to 10 or 11 or 12, I think we'll be ready to go. So,
have you just written the music, or have you got lyrics written for these tracks as well?
Some songs we've got some lyrics and melodies written for, and some we've just got plain music still. Yeah.
And did he have any involvement in the writing of these tracks?
Oh, look, that's an interesting question. I think we've always written the music and then he's come in and sung on it afterwards. So,
Okay, then.
It's pretty much been that same process this time around as well.
Yep. Oh, fair enough. Now, I'm assuming you must be heading in a similar direction, or are you just going a completely different path?
Music-wise?
Yeah, music-wise, yeah.
I think it's, look, because we haven't had a chance to really sort of work with a singer and break it down to work to get the best parts and move forward.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say that it's pretty fucking awesome. I really like it.
Yeah.
I've been probably a harshest critic from the start too, and I think it's some really, really cool stuff, some really good rocking stuff. It's kind of like, I think we sort of realised halfway through this process, or maybe even sooner, that Australia doesn't have a rock band.
Yeah, exactly.
Australia's got Birds of Tokyo, which
it's all indie bands, man.
Yeah, it's for many years we were that kind of rock/metal band, but we sort of we went a little bit dynamic and arty-farty, and we all kind of halfway through this just went, let's just fucking put out a rock record.
Just go back to your roots.
Come to that niche, and that's definitely our focus, is just to nail that, and then puts us back in our place. And some Carnival's over there doing their prog rock thing, and Tokyo over there doing their pop rock thing, and Dead Letter are doing their, I don't know what it is they do.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way for me to describe it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, just a couple more questions, man, and I'll let you go.
Sure.
Geez, man. Where do you see yourself on both a personal level as well as the band in 12 months' time?
Look, I would like to see myself with an album in my hand, and and a tour booked, and the singles at radio, and essentially just what TBE would have been doing if Clint hadn't have left. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's all pretty obvious.
Yep. And one last question, man. I ask this to everybody. What advice do you have for all aspiring songwriters and musicians?
Look, you've got to write music people like.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I guess, put your ego away and just write songs with everybody. We've through this process, it's been enjoyable because we've sort of lost Clint, but Kim from Dead Letter Dead Letter Circus rehearsing the room next to us, so he's been kind of popping in and just writing some vocals with us as well.
Oh, sweet.
And it's been quite fun, So,
Yeah.
And write with anyone and everyone that you can, and you can never tell if the formula's going to be right or not, so just give it all a go and see how it works out.
That's it. Well, there you go, guys. Make sure you grab yourself a copy of the Butterfly Effect's Best of compilation CD titled Affected. Don't miss out on the chance to see them perform in Geelong one last time as the original lineup when they perform at the Bended Elbow on May 18th. And for all the latest news and info, like them on Facebook at facebook.com/thebutterflyeffectau. Once again, Ben, thanks for your time, man, and good luck with the tour.
No worries. Thank you, Darren.
Catch you later, man.